There will be always highs and lows in life.
Esteban Ocon, his first podium! Woo!
These moments don't last forever, so you need to enjoy it as much as you can.
Yes!
You never really know when will be the next opportunity to win.
To whom it may concern you.
There's a lot more effort and preparation than anyone can imagine.
There have been a lot of lows in my career. The most important thing is never to give up.
I think the low time is the key of making you a lot stronger.
There's always low points when you're trying to get to the high.
That's why when you actually get that win or get that good moment, you celebrate and you feel so good.
My all-time high in racing has to be my first victory in Formula One.
My Formula One wins.
My win in Monza.
My first win in Formula One.
For the first time ever, Valtteri, Bottas, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Ocon wins the Grand Prix!
There has been, quite a few high moments at times, but I think the ones, that I will remember the most is when you are, at the highest point, and those will be the ones to remember, yeah.
We did it! Yes! We did it! Yes! It took quite a while, huh?
It definitely was the best moment I've had in my career. In Italy, it was a very special day.
Charles Leclerc, Prince of Ferrari, King of Monza.
I'd probably say it's going to be either like my debut in Bahrain.
And points on his debut, Zhou Guanyu comes home in 10th place.
Yes, boys! Come on!
And probably your Budapest last year. I enjoyed that one in quali.
Zhou Guanyu, he's 5th for his performance of the season.
Let's go, guys! Come on!
I wouldn't pick just one moment. I think in general, looking back at the career I've had, it's really hard to just pick one race or one moment. I think in general, I would say the career I've had so far.
The man who was in last place at the end of lap 1 comes home to win the Sakir Grand Prix.
Yes, Checo, P1. I'm speechless, guys.
He wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
Visit us! Come on!
There's a lot more effort and preparation than anyone can imagine. I think when they see us standing on the podium, I think no one realizes how much hours, how much thinking, how many onboard laps, how much traveling, how much time spent with your engineers we put into it. And that's why when you actually get that win or get that good moment, you celebrate and you feel so good.
My first race win in Formula One and with Ferrari is you cannot imagine how it feels.
It's a full life of sacrifice and dedication, really, that brings you to this point. So it means even more. All my family, they've sacrificed so much, for me to get to the point to where we wanted, that when we succeed all together, it's always all together. So it's always a high moment in everyone's life, in my family, when we get something special like that.
I started go-karting when I was 5-6, so since then it's been solid work of preparation and getting up the categories and eventually getting there.
It feels really, really nice once you manage to achieve something.
Actually, relief is a pretty good word. Like, it really felt so good. So I think definitely.
Especially, I would say Bahrain and my first season that was a massive relief for sure.
I would say a relief, a boost in confidence.
For sure, because the race also was very, very difficult. I had Lewis and Valtteri, with both Mercedes, putting me under enormous pressure. From the first lap to the last lap, there was no rest. So when I crossed the finish line, it was a really, really special feeling.
Mercedes threw everything at him today. Charles Leclerc has coped brilliantly. He won in Spa. He wins in Monza.
It proves to yourself, you always believe that you are capable of doing that, but once you have the confirmation that it has happened on track, then you can perform at these levels, and that's even sweeter for sure.
It's all about making sure people can see what actually I can do in this sport. So that was just a great weekend.
Of course, there's always low points when you're trying to get to the high. Setbacks, especially own mistakes. They hurt a lot, but that's when you can actually learn so much.
I wouldn't say I had many lows, but I had few, and it's of course difficult to manage those more difficult moments in a career, but you also learn how to deal with them better.
Oh! Charles Leclerc, the man on pole, has gone into the barriers, he's crashed, and he's ended the session early.
Oh, the gun box goes.
Not only will Charles Leclerc not start from pole position, he will not start the Monaco Grand Prix at all.
There have been a lot of flows in my career. One that I can remember lately is definitely Mexico, my last GP. That was a very low moment in my career.
Checo Perez trying to go around the outside, he's made contact! He's made contact with Charles Leclerc into the first corner!
But one that also makes me feel proud, you know, of being able to be brave and go for it in a moment. So I think overall our careers are like this, are a bit of a roller coaster, but at the end, the most important thing is never to give up.
I remember the first time I had more difficult moments, I would put myself down, and that wasn't constructive at all. And I wouldn't learn from the lows when I was very, very young. And then I understood that actually by just having an objective analysis of what happened, keeping the confidence in yourself that you can change things for better after doing a mistake. No! That's how I was optimizing the moments where I was struggling more in order to come out of them stronger.
I'd probably say low points are Silverstone from first year after such a great, let's say, back-to-back races, you know, multiple times into Q3, this massive shunt crash. It was kind of set myself a little bit off the next two races.
I think anytime you put the car on the wall, it's a low. Why? Because not because of safety or you getting hurt or anything like that. It's because you always feel bad for your team and your mechanics. You know, you're giving them extra time, extra work, extra effort to put the car back up. So I think as a driver, I think to experience one of the biggest lows is to actually give your team that extra job.
Low points in my career, there's been quite a few. 2014, before Formula 1, I won the Formula 3 title and had no possibility to continue further until March, which is quite late, you know, in a racing year. So that was the first really tricky moment. 2018, the end as well, when I stepped on the side for a year in 2019. I have to say I've learned, you know, a lot in that year, you know, working alongside people that were dominating the sport, you know, a great team and a very successful team. So I grew up a lot as a driver, so I'm still carrying forward, you know, all that knowledge nowadays, so it hasn't been for nothing.
What do you do to pull yourself out of that low point, maybe that mood?
For me, it depends. It depends. If it's your own fault, it's more difficult to put it behind.
Just need to be self-honest, to accept the mistakes and really understand how to avoid that in the future, and in the end, just move on.
I just focus on the things that I could control, and the rest always took care of itself.
A driver can do a mistake, and you know it's your own mistake. It takes more time to digest it than to really turn the page. If, for example, the car breaks down or there's something bad that has happened to you that is out of your control, that day you're probably more upset than any other day, but then it's easier to put behind and focus on the next one. I've been extremely lucky to have a guy that knows quite a lot about motorsport in my dad, you know, and he's been very good at guiding me and giving me advice, because everything that I'm experiencing now, he's experienced himself. So in that way, I'm extremely lucky, and I've always had that good advice.
I've had advice throughout my career. I think it's really important to listen to the more experienced people.
My father, for sure. In the first years of karting, he was always there, and whenever I was going through tougher times, he was there to help.
Definitely your team. It's a very important part of the recovery. The team being able to support you and pushing you forwards. It's something very important to have as a driver.
There will be always highs and lows in life. When you are on the highs, everything feels easy, everything feels fine, but these moments don't last forever, so you need to enjoy it as much as you can take all the benefit from it, all the learning, all the joy.
Yes, guys! Yes!
P3, well done.
Yes,
well done, well done.
Oh my god!
When the low comes, you use those highs, to counteract a bit of both, to have the balance.
Being able to really look in the mirror, accept your mistakes, accept your weaknesses, and then start working on those.
I think to try and be as objective as possible and not to get carried away in both ways. So you always need to stay calm even when things are going very well. But that's the same more or less whenever things are going really bad. Don't put yourself too much down because that's not constructive. So to try and be the most emotionally flat is, I think, a good thing whenever you are going through tough times or really, really good times.
I think the low time is where really the key of your success and also the key of making you a lot stronger mental side, and also in general just the mindset, how to get through this tough moment. And I think that really can help yourself in whatever thing you're doing in this world.
What works for me is to give yourself one day to digest, analyze, and then make sure that the next day, after a good night's sleep, you turn the page. Try always to look forward as soon as possible.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but try to enjoy them all, because at the end of the day, this is just a sport, and we sometimes forget about it, and life is much more than this. So just enjoy every single moment, whether it's a high or a low. It doesn't gonna change you as a person, and just make sure that you are happy.